So in the previous YouTube, the trainers and assessors were talking about formative assessments, and these are informal interviews. So the potential learner, they're not yet enrolled in the course, they're in the process of starting the course, perhaps going through the enrolment process or turning up for the first day. They're asked a range of questions and given a few tasks to perform, and the purpose of this is to determine if they're able to manage independently with the learning resources and the assessment resources that the course currently uses. If we just have a look at the process John would have had to go through to enroll in the course, we've already established that he didn't do the enrolment, it was his boss Mike, because what's involved is if you go to the Evoke homepage, you would have to be able to read and interpret that the courses page would be double clicked on with the tab, and once we went to the courses page and we learnt, yes, you know, say it wasn't forklift, say it was this for example, he would have to click into the enrolment form, and there's quite a large amount of reading there that he has to understand, that he has to print and sign the terms of conditions. When we move down, there is all of the fields to give the name, the preferred name, phone contact. I mean, this is a basic form, but this may even at a level 2 be beyond John, because this is a new type of text. He's not used to, on a daily basis, working with this text. So we've identified that he might need a pre-screening, and he would be one of millions of Australians in this situation. Going back to the survey we looked at in one of the introduction YouTubes for this session, 7 million Australians can't meet the demands of everyday life and work. And when we break that down, the literacy component of that, 2 million working age Australians have the lowest level of literacy. That's a level 1. 8 million are not at a minimum numeracy level to function in the everyday life and workplace, and that level is a level 3. 3 million score at the lowest level of numeracy. That's at a level 1. And once again, that minimal functioning level is a learning level 3. So level 3 in learning, in reading, in writing, in oral communication and numeracy, all 5 of the ASCF, the Australian Core Skill Framework core skills. Level 3 is the minimal functioning level, and I know you have a question coming up about that, so you might want to definitely keep that in mind. So is it enough then to say, well, I'm just going to frame all of my training at a level 3? Well, sometimes that isn't actually required. John on the forklift may not require reading and writing at a level 3. That's not part of his core work skill. It might actually be that the reading and writing can be at a level 2, but numeracy, perhaps reading particular signage, might be at a level 3, and that's where we need to use some validated tools. And these are prepared by LLN experts. And what they do is they can come in, they can work with the training organisation to unpack the units of competency and establish some tools to do some formative assessment based directly around those workplace job roles. So these validated tools can be provided by larger RTOs who employ LLN experts or subcontract LLN experts, but there's many different free validated tools for that formative assessment provided by the industry councils. So here I'm about to Google Industry Council Foundation Skill Tools. And let's see, oh, we have a myriad of them that come up here. Many, many, many. And what I've done, just to be nice and quick, is just broken down some here. So within the Construction and Property Services Industry Skill Council, we have some WELL resources. So WELL is Workplace English, Language and Literacy and that's where you're getting access to the WELL grants. So if it's determined after applying these validated tools that your potential learner is functioning at a core skill level lower than what's required, you can apply for some government grants to get that LLN expert advice, come in and work and support that learner through the course. So here is their validated tools. Click here to access a range of ACSF assessment tools and tasks. So what I'm interested in at this point is, if you are a current trainer, you would know your related industry council. There's 11 of them, so you would know what industry council you work under as your specialisation. And if you could please go to their website and download any now it would either be called WELL resources or LLN resources. They could call them Core Skills Framework resources, or perhaps Foundation Skills is another one, a term that they could use. So if you could go and download and then insert into your document some that you've found that directly relate to you, that would be great. For those of you that are still undergoing and aren't yet a vet trainer and assessor, you're still undergoing your Cert 4 qualification, you just follow along with this and have a look at some of the different industry skills. So this is the drilling, mining, quarrying and civil infrastructure skills DMC. This is their support materials that are provided. So we can go down here and see that there was a PDF document. Download the Digging In resource, and I've actually done that here. Alright, so here's one of their sample activities that you can print off and provide to your learners, and then you might want to fax these through or electronically scan and email through to an LLN expert to then decipher. Or if you have a small RTO, you might have all of this information set up once, because it's not practical to keep paying an LLN expert every time. So your RTO will have got it organised as to how they're going to establish the benchmarks. So here's one example. This is about using validated tools. You could draw a line between the symbol to the one-word answer. So you can see this would be a low level of reading and writing because they're only having to draw a line, so there's no writing involved. But it is numeracy because it's understanding symbols. It's a lower level of reading because it's only being able to read one word at a time, not multiple paragraphs. So yeah, that's quite a good one, and then that would keep building up through there. They even have this sample activity addresses the ACSF indicators and then the particular indicators. This is an excellent one that can be used generically. This is from the Community Services and Health Industry Skills Council, and they have very specific packages there that breaks it down. There's the answer page that can be applied. That's the question sheet then on numeracy, and then you've got answer sheet for reading. You have the test that you can actually administer for reading. Let's actually go and have a look at the numeracy skills check. Now you can download these as your evidence. So if you don't have a particular industry you specialise in, please go to this site and download and actually embed it onto your document, please. So this is the numeracy one. Okay, so tick one correct answer calculators may be used for this numeracy task. Okay, how much for a coffee and a pie at the staff canteen? So then they would have to work out the price of a coffee. They'd have to read that, interpret that, and a pie. And then they would have to know that it's an addition calculation. So they would then have to add $3 plus $4. And they may use a calculator if they like, so long as they can establish that they would need to tick $7 as the answer. So once they've complete, graphs, there's all sorts of things through this one. This is excellent. Times, tables. Now see how it's more specific to that industry, because we're now looking at tablets and how many hours between tablets. So that's why you really want to go to your own industry and find the validating tools that specifically relate to the job tasks.